playing quarterback at Florida State for 2 more years under Coach Jimbo Fisher. And to talk more about that, we welcome in David Hale, who covers Florida State for ESPN. And David, I ask you, NFL experts have said that if he was eligible, which he obviously is not, to go into the draft this year, Jameis Winston would have been a first-round pick, if not the #1 overall pick. So looking into the future, why should Winston stay or make this decision?
Part of it is just the way that he thinks, and he's never been somebody who makes decisions based on what conventional wisdom dictates you should do or what public pressure, suggests he should do. He does what he wants to do, and he's obviously very interested in playing baseball professionally too. I think that factors into his decision. He has an extraordinarily good relationship with Jimbo, and I think the two of them have a very clear plan about what they want to do and what they think they can accomplish together. And I think that Jameis just really likes being at Florida State and playing college football. So I don't think he sort of feels this pressure to get to some other place. I think he really is genuinely enjoying what he's doing now. Now, having said all of that, he doesn't have to make any decisions one way or the other for another year, and a lot can change between now and then. And when those NFL paychecks are right around the corner, that decision may change a little bit. But I think he's completely earnest right now when he says that his plan is to be here for 2 more years.
Assuming that he does stay for 2 more years, does this help or hurt his draft stock moving forward?
It could go either way. I mean, obviously, again, he's playing baseball as well, and I think that's a concern even right now for Florida State in that, he pitches, he throws pretty hard. I mean, that's sort of his bread and butter. If he's going to make it at the major league level in baseball, it's probably as a pitcher, and so the obvious concern is that, he blows out an elbow or something like that. So those injury risks are significant, and I think that's obviously the #1 concern. But, I mean, this is a kid who is as prepared as any freshman I've seen in college football in a long time. He studies, he works hard, he's incredibly smart, and then on top of that, he's got the obvious athletic ability that's going to only continue to develop over the next couple of years. So I think, we've seen some quarterbacks in the past who have maybe stayed longer than they had to, Matt Leinart or somebody like that who's gotten exposed a little bit. But by the same token, the flip side, you see guys like Andrew Luck who do have both those physical skills and the mental aptitude to play, and they have not seen any problems with their draft stock after staying for another year. So I think it could certainly help Jameis or hurt him either way, depending on particularly the injury situation.
National Signing Day just passes. Florida State #3 on ESPN's list. With those recruits coming in and now Winston possibly staying 2 more years, what are the expectations for the Seminoles moving forward?
I mean, obviously extraordinarily high, and that's, there was the obvious celebration after winning a national championship, but it didn't take long for Jimbo and Jameis to both start the rhetoric about we're not done with 1, we want to get more, and whether that's, another 1 or 2 more, I think that obviously remains to be seen, but Jameis is the key there, and he's the guy that's sort of running the offense, the engine that's driving things. So obviously the longer he's around, the better. Now, they're in great shape for 2014 with an offensive line that's likely to start 5 seniors. But the problem with that is if Jameis plans to be here for 2015, there's a good chance he's working behind a completely new offensive line, and that certainly should be reason for him to think about things down the road too. But for 2014, I think Florida State's in as good a shape as anybody.
Well, Florida State Seminole fans want a dynasty. This is good news. Jameis Winston, quarterback for the Seminoles, telling the Associated